Hi everyone, my name's Katie. Welcome back to my channel. This is Aidan, who is now 7 months old. So Aidan is 7 months old today, and I mean, for me, he's just so big. At the time of filming this video, the UK is still under quite a lot of restrictions, so I haven't been able to see any other babies to really compare, but he is just a big boy. As you can see, he is happy, he's quite a smiley thing. We are now on 2 naps a day, which last around 1.5 hours each, and 3 meals a day. So weaning has taken off and he is now very much on solids. I'm still breastfeeding, so he is on around 5 or 6 breastfeeds a day. This can fluctuate, it can be lower, it can sometimes be lower, especially if with the timings of things, if he wakes up late and it's close to dinner time. He momentarily, around 6.5 months old, started sleeping through the night around 7 till 7. That was brief. That did not last very long, did it? No. He is currently waking up once a night, anywhere between 12 and 2. I'm not quite sure why this is. I do feed him and he seems to take a feed and then drop off quite easily. But we're not quite sure why this has suddenly started up again. He is really enjoying his food though. He loves anything orange, so carrots, sweet potato, butternut squash. I'm trying to get into his green stuff, so sort of like nice sweet stuff like peas and roasted courgette and things like that. We have found that the baby-led weaning route has been really useful for us, especially with having a toddler daughter where we might be running around and doing lots of things. We make anything for her that's low salt, low sugar, and that fits really well with him. So we'll probably make a batch of whatever we're making for her and then just give him bits and bobs with that, and it just seems to be easy just to put it in front of him and him to feed himself. Saying that, I'm finding it really difficult to find finger food ideas that cover all the food groups, so I'm finding myself taking a lot of time researching this, which is good, I suppose, to get new ideas, but a lot of things I've found that cover all the food groups that are suitable for babies his age is mostly purees. So I'm trying to do a bit of experimenting, do bits of bobs of everything in front of him, and then let him help himself, you know, bits of mashed potato and things like that. I am a lot easier with the mess than my husband, so I'm very much of the sort of mindset of just put it in front of him, whether it's solid, mushy, liquid, whatever, and then just let him experiment. I have done a little bit of experimenting recently with puree ideas, which you can check out in my weaning videos, but I'll obviously keep you up to date if I have any new ideas. Aidan, meanwhile, milestones wise, is constantly moving! Yeah! So even just perching him on our knee means all he does is flap. So he does this big hefty flap, which looks exhausting, but he seems to love it. He is really trying to crawl, so at the moment he's not quite mastered it, but what he does is he's able to get on all fours, and he does this kind of rocking back and forth motion, which we know at some point is going to lead to crawling once he's mastered the coordination of his arms and legs. But until then, what he does is he tends to go on all fours, rock, and then launch himself forward and then grab whatever it is that he's trying to grab. It does mean, however, we've got to be a little bit more careful about what's lying around the house on the floor. Although we've got a play mat for him, and we try and make sure that anything around that play mat is safe. It does mean little things, especially stuff that my daughter plays with because she's into Lego and pardon you! if she's into Lego and Barbies and all the stuff with very little small pieces, they tend to get all over the floor if she's not paying attention. And these will be the little things that he spots, and he will be there and he will see it from across the room and he will launch himself forward. He kind of does this weird commando crawl where he just like pushes himself, like swims over the floor, and you will blink and he'll be gone. So although it's not sort of traditional crawling of hands and legs, he's definitely moving around a lot. He's also able to go from lying down on his tummy to back up sitting again, which is great because we noticed that one of the things that he was getting upset about and get frustrated about is being left on his either back or his tummy lying down and not being able to sit up. But now he's able to master doing it himself. That takes away a lot of the tears. He's still not able to clap. He does love people clapping in front of him. But he's not quite mastered it himself yet. He can bash toys together and he does high fives. So if you put your hand out in front of him, but he hasn't got quite the motion of clapping his hands together yet. So we are practicing every day, doing lots of songs and singing, and my daughter will clap in front of him to try and get him to clap. So it's just little activities for him during the day. He is very much teething at the moment. No tooth yet, but I don't think it's far off. He is chewing everything, aren't you? And he's drooling, red cheeks, looking at his gums, they're sort of red and throbbing, so I don't think it's too far off. We are using a lot of Bonjela and teething granules, not that I'm sure that they work, but we're using them anyway. And then if things are getting really bad and we've tried everything and he's still obviously a little bit in pain, then we will get the Calpol out. One day it would just be this little tooth poking out. One of the things he's also trying to do is pull himself up. So he does manage, I don't know how he does it, so he manages to sit on his bum and then he'll get to the side of whatever it is, the coffee table, or my daughter has like a little play kitchen that she plays with in our kitchen. He's able to get to the side of that and start getting up on his knees. So as a result, we've had to lower his cot already, which is fine. I just wasn't expecting to have to do it this soon, especially as my daughter was such a slow mover. We just weren't expecting this kind of scenario where he is such a mover in comparison. So he might be potentially walking quite soon. I thought that about my daughter, and she didn't walk until she was 18 months old. So, you know, watch this space. As far as we are as a family, we are plodding along as we can do, as the UK at the moment, at the time of filming, as I previously mentioned, still is under a lot of restrictions of what we're allowed to do because of COVID-19. As a result, it means I've not been able to really see anyone, I've not been able to see family, I've not been able to meet any new mums or see any new babies, and I've had loads of friends who have given birth to new babies or become pregnant within this time. So I'm a little bit gutted to be missing out on all of that, but hopefully we'll get back to normal soon, fingers crossed. So there you go, it's a very short little video today on how we're doing and how we're getting on as Aidan is 7 months old. Please hit like if you've really enjoyed this video or found it useful, and please subscribe to my channel to get all the updates on Aidan and how he's getting along as he's growing up. I'll see you next time.